Good afternoon, friends, and welcome back here to another Prepare 3D video. This afternoon we are in the newly released PMDG NGXu. NGXu, the U stands for updated. It is the updated line to the existing PMDG NGX series with a whole host of new features. First thing, obviously, as we can see here, the new, and I always say this incorrectly, but I think it's the Schemactor or Schemactor winglets on this 737-900 extended range series. We've got native PBR just added by PMDG as well for this series. LED lighting, you've got the pulsating strobes, which is now current on the newer 737 series, post 2011 that is. And a whole host of additional features, and we'll show you that as we get inside the cockpit here. But man, she is gorgeous. And just to set the record straight, there's a lot of confusion across the flight sim community at the moment. This is not the NGX3 that PMDG has promised. This is the NGXu, which I think no one really knew they were going to release. But the NGX3 will be primarily, actually be only for the new MFS Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 platform. Contributions that you have made to this version of the NGXu, pre-3D version 4.4 and up, will be applied to that NGX3 should you choose to buy it for the MFS 2020 platform. So again, this is not the NGX3, it is the NGXu, but it sure does feel like a brand new aircraft. I mean, she is incredibly gorgeous here, very well detailed, a lot of attention to detail, I should say, in various components and various aspects of this plane. It's been a beauty so far. This is my first flight. We left Seattle a couple hours ago. We're on our way into Boston at the moment, Boston Logan. Let's jump into the cockpit here and see what we got going on. So, like I said, brand new reworked aircraft, including the VC. Brand new switches, levers, and knobs. Textures are incredible. You've got the brand new 737 fuel cutoff switches. That is available again on the newer 2011 plus Boeing 737 product line, including the MAX. You've got the reworked throttle handle, speed brakes, flaps. Again, all the buttons, knobs, and levers have been reworked for this model. Job well done by PMDG. Completely blown away by it. There's one issue that we're having, and a lot of folks are having, and that is around the taxi. Taxiing is very oversensitive. PMDG on the forums are claiming that it's realistic. I beg to differ. You're going about 3, 4, 5 knots, and you make a right turn and the aircraft feels like it's break dancing. That is not correct, and I think it needs to be reworked. But other than that, phenomenal. Frames obviously are a little heavier than with the older NGX products, but no issues so far. Real test here, and which is why I picked Boston for the first flight, would be Boston Logan. FlyTampa Boston Logan scenery is quite heavy and quite demanding, so when you've got overcast clouds, as you can see outside at the moment. So that'll be the real test for us, and see how this aircraft truly handles. We've got electronic flight bag, as you can see here to our left, and I believe there is one on the first officer side as well. Yes, so the electronic flight bag they have brought over from the 747 product line. So if you're familiar with that, you are familiar with that. Won't go too much into detail with the EFB. You've got your airport maps, you've got your performance calculations, you've got your documents, terminal charts. You can add your Navigraph account as well, although it's been giving me issues with authenticating for some reason, so we'll troubleshoot that later. You can add your Navigraph account to that EFB to get your updated charts. We use our separate EFB here on our left hand monitor, so really not too much that we'll be doing with this EFB that's in the aircraft. We will use performance calculations heavily though, probably. So that's that. see here. Let's set our altimeter. We'll go auto brake level 2. Got a really short runway that we're coming in on at Boston, and we'll brief the approach in a minute. Just want to continue to take you guys through this aircraft here. The seatbelt signs can come on now as well. What else? You got your reworked FMC. You've got wind data now. You do wind requests. It probably won't let me as we're already started our descent, but we did use that multiple times throughout this flight just to keep our arrival time and fuel calculations accurate based on the winds. Descent planning, all that good stuff is now in there again, like it is available for the 747 series. ACARS has been integrated as well. Again, if you're familiar with the 747 series, it's pretty much the same. You've got your pre-flight. I did fill this out. We had a crash to desktop that was not related to this aircraft a couple minutes ago, so I just had to relaunch the flight using FSUI PC autosave. Thank goodness for that. So that information is not in there anymore. But yeah, you can fill that out. Got a different, couple of different options as well. There's a pushback feature that comes with the aircraft. All that stuff is pretty much the same there. Got your display options. Again, all this stuff is pretty much the same. There are one or two things that are different, but again, we won't get into that. Just wanted to really show you guys here the overall aircraft in general and my overall impression with it. A lot of folks torn there across the flight sim community. Folks were expecting more, although I don't know of what. Again, this is not the NGX 3. This is the NGXu, something that was not planned or something that we did not see coming from PMDG. And to have a updated NGX series in P3D while we await the Microsoft Flight Sim platform, I say it's a win-win. And like I mentioned, you can apply your the cost of this aircraft to the Microsoft Flight Sim NGX3 platform once that is released. Alright, approach. So coming into Boston, we've got winds 320 at 22, pretty gusty and windy down in Boston at the moment. Scattered clouds at 6,000. 3 degrees Celsius, altimeter 3003, and we've got winds gusting now to 30 knots. It has been significantly increasing since we've left Seattle. Flight radar shows Boston traffic landing on runway 27 at the moment. Pretty short runway at Boston, and they're departing 33 left. So we'll come into 27 here. We're going to park gate A13 for our arrival this afternoon into Boston. We are not on VATSIM. There was no air traffic control on, and we had a ton of traffic for some reason coming into Boston. So just to focus my attention on this arrival and this review of the aircraft, I kind of wanted to just log off for the time being. We don't need to complete the flight on VATSIM. But yeah, general impressions, it's a great aircraft. I think well worth the $100 upgrade, and again, you can apply that to the NGX3 once that is released for MFS 2020. Nice not to have to worry about tomato shade anymore, at least for this aircraft. We're starting to not need it for a lot of aircrafts actually, so PBR is coming to the FSLABS series once that is released here, hopefully soon. The 747 obviously has native PBR, and the Quality Wings aircraft obviously has the native PBR. Just a gorgeous looking aircraft. Sounds wise, they sound pretty much the same, at least from the cabin view. Cockpit view, to me the sounds have been reworked, at least just a bit, I've noticed. Especially the wind noise and the engine sounds as well, so that's pretty neat. The geographics around the cockpit, the virtual cockpit, has been reworked. As you can see, it kind of resembles more, in actuality, the Boeing 737 series. It was a bit off before with the NGX, but again, that is a really old aircraft and really old product, and they did the best they could at the time that was released. But it's nice to have that this, virtual cockpit reworked. Continue that descent down now to 7,000. There is lovely downtown city of Boston, and Boston Logan off to our 3 o'clock as well. Alright, let's take vectors for the approach here. We'll go heading select and down to 4,000 now, and let's bring the speed back to 190. I'm looking at the video preview here in OBS. Looks a bit off. It looks fine to me on this side, but the VC looks a bit off. So please let me know if you guys are noticing that as well when you're watching the video. Again, it looks fine here, but on the OBS preview it looks a tad bit off. We're going to have a heck of a headwind as we make right traffic. We're entering the downwind now, obviously, but as we make right traffic, we're going to have a heck of a headwind slash crosswind. So I'm not too worried about our speed at the moment. Just make sure we've got everything here. So we definitely missed our 10,000 feet landing lights. Get that on. Get our chime. seatbelt signs are already on. Engine mode selectors are on continuous. And we did check our recall. Auto brake is level 2. Although I'm contemplating level 3. Again, really short runway here. It's only about 6,500 feet long. And we are in a 7379. I've got flaps 40, so coming in as slow as possible there with a 5-knot wind correction. We should be alright. If anything, we'll just slam on the brakes. There is an issue with taxiing, I should say. Very oversensitive, even at very low speeds. Folks have taken to the PMDG forums to complain. A couple folks from PMDG have said that's normal. That's what the real aircraft feels like. Pretty much said that we've been used to the NGX, and that's not the reality of how it steers. I beg to differ. You'll see as we land here. Hopefully on rollout it's fine, but as we taxi to our gate, you guys will see how oversensitive it is. So hopefully they come to terms with they're wrong and they need to address that. But other than that, no issues with this aircraft at all. Let's check out the LED lighting. Very nicely done. Got the pulsating strobes as well. Yeah, very nice. Very nice. Alright, we'll make our right-hand turn here as soon as we lose some speed. And we can take flaps 1 now. Alright, make our right hand turn here. We'll go to flaps 5. Let's see if we can pick up that localizer now. $18 miles from the runway. Bit slow here on approach, but that's quite okay. Ten miles to go. Flaps 10 now. Not sure why we're on a course of 214. Runway heading is 272. I had 272 dialed in. Not quite sure what's going on there. 8 miles to go. We'll drop the gear. Chime the cabin. And we'll take over here my aircraft. We're a bit too right of the runway, and it was probably correcting. Actually, yeah, that's exactly what it was doing. It was correcting for the crosswind here. But no worries. Six miles to go. Get our final configurations in here. Flaps 40. Landing checklist. Gear is down, 3 greens. Flaps 40, green light. Auto brake level 2. Lights are required. Cabin crew is advised. Speed brake is armed, and we're clear to land runway 27. Alright, let's be brave and take out the auto throttle. And our missile approach altitude is 3,000, so we'll get that dialed in. Hell of a crosswind here. Look at that. It'll be good fun for our first time landing this plane. Good grief.
1,000.
1,000 is checked. Stabilize, sort of. And our missile approach altitude set. I can't believe they've got real world traffic landing 27 right now. This is a hell of a crosswind.
Approaching minimums. Minimums.
Continue.
Flight slow.
Oh crap.
One 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Down, down, down. Alright, manual braking. Damn, what a hell of a wind. Alright, we are down and stopped here at Boston. That gave us a workout for sure. Auto brake disarmed. And here's that taxi issue I was talking about. So above a certain speed, it's not evident. As you can see, as we get slower here to normal taxi speeds, we've got issues. If I had a camera, separate camera, I would show you guys. I'm barely touching the my joystick here, the RZ axis on my joystick, which simulates the tiller function for all my aircrafts, and it is just shaking all over the place. But, I mean, damn, other than that, it was fine. 4 hours and 28 minutes from Seattle. The APU is available. Sounds are phenomenal, at least, again, from the VC. Sounds great. I love the fact that here we're rolling without having to add too much power. Rolling under idle power here, which simulates real world aircraft functionality and whatnot. But yeah, what a great aircraft. Well worth the $100 upgrade, in my opinion. Again, everyone's opinion is going to differ. I think the fact that none of us were really expecting this goes a long way. PMDG has done it again. So FlightAware showed this flight parking at A13, but I thought the A gates were reserved for international flights at Boston, but I could be wrong. Alright, there is our man. We'll get the rest of these lights off, not needed. Go to standby. Look at that. It's way too sensitive. Thankfully, again, it doesn't appear to be an issue on takeoff and landings on the rollout, although we were a bit sideways. Not sure if that was part of the crosswind effect there or whatnot. Alright, APU is available. We'll kill 2. Kill 1. And seatbelt signs. Anti-collision light. Ground services. Jetway plugs. Crest ground power. That's a little different as well from the old NGX. Air conditioning unit. That will be available once the engine's completely powered down. You've got maintenance requests. You've got fuel truck requests. Lavatory. Portable water. All of that good stuff they've added in here. APU can go off now. And so can the fuel pumps. No GSX integration. Would have loved to see that, but it's not there at the moment. All good though. Shoot, man. Other than that, this aircraft's great. Phenomenal. Really, really well done by PMDG for an update. Simulates that external power connection really nicely. It's the little things. I've got to create a GSX profile, at least for the 900 ER series. Doesn't look like things line up correctly when you're loading and unloading baggage. That's fixable. Other than that, aircraft is great. I highly recommend it. Those of you that are PMDG and NGX fans. If you can live with the old NGX and P3D and you plan on going to Microsoft FlightSim 2020 platform, fine. But like I said, your purchase of this aircraft will be applied to the purchase of that NG3. Me, it's a no-brainer. Other than that, feel free to leave your tips, comments, suggestions. If you have the aircraft, feel free to let me know what you think about it. And until next time, we will see ya. Take care.